Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. We've got a big day lined up, some special guests here. I hope you got a chance to see yesterday's show with Bobby Smith. Again, that's a classic there with all the lures he talks about. So if you did get a chance to watch it on the show yesterday, go to YouTube and pick it up. It's really good information for the outdoorsman. Take a look at our weather now. High today's getting all the way up to 73 degrees, and low's only going to go down to 65. And our water temperature, guess what? It went up another degree now. It's up at 63 degrees. And I did hear a few Spanish being caught, but not a whole lot. I heard a lot of people striking out on Pompano and Spanish over the weekend, but the bass fishermen did real well up at Deer Point. River readings. Take a look at the river readings. You're looking at Apalachicola at Bluntstown. It's right at 21 foot. I went by Sunday afternoon, took some pictures. I'll show them to you later on. The Choctaw Caryville. Now, the Apalachicola is dropping down a little bit. The Choctaw Caryville is reading a 9.7. It's got a slow drop to it, so a little bit of dropping, but guess what? We've got some rain coming in maybe later tonight and rain tomorrow. So be aware of that, and guess what the Choctaw is going to do? We'll go back up. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. A good strong tides today. Low at 140 this morning and coming in all day up until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're going to get that wind coming out of the south-southwest at 16. So when it's coming in, it's going to be coming in pretty strong with the tide and the wind coming together. Okay, let's take our break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. And our guest this morning, we're going from Bobby Smith yesterday, big bass fisherman. Now we got a couple of good young bass fishermen, Blake and James. Tell the folks about yourself. You've been on before. You're one of my former students, so let's start with you, Blake.
Well, I'm Blake Sutherland. I family owns funeral home in town, so kind of know everybody. Right now I go to FAMU. I'm in grad school for occupational therapy and graduate May 1st. Can't wait.
That is awesome. Graduating from, and then you're going to get a job in a local area.
I hope to get a job in the school system, so we'll see.
Very good. James?
Deal. Yeah, my name is James Cottingham. I grew up in Lynn Haven, Florida. Graduated from Mosley in 2013, and then went on to graduate from Troy University in 2017. So, and I've been here for the past 2 years working at an insurance agency.
Now tell the folks, you're interested in degree. What was your degree in?
My degree was in risk management and insurance, so I went right into it.
You went right into it.
Yeah.
What made you choose that kind of career path?
A lot of job opportunity, and it's really interesting. As boring as it may sound, insurance is actually pretty complex and pretty cool.
That's so interesting. And you've had a lot of experiences with Herrick and Michael. Y'all had a lot of risk.
Exactly. I learned a lot the past couple of years.
And where do you work? Tell us.
I work at Fisher Brown Boxwell on the beach.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, so these guys, I just really love these young men because they do so many good things, have a bright future ahead of them, and you're married. And,
yes, sir.
And
yep.
What does your wife do?
Expecting a baby girl July 1st.
July 1st, okay.
Awesome.
All right, and what does your wife do?
She's a speech therapist at Gulf Coast.
And I guess we can tell who her mom and dad are.
Yep. Okay. Cheryl and Ed Sheffield. Okay. Principal at Mowat.
All right, there you go. James, tell us about your family, your wife.
My wife, she's a teacher at Breakfast Point. She's a 4th grade math teacher.
Math teacher?
Yeah. So.
All right. So you can help on that, can't you?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about.
She's the smart one.
All right, we got a background. These boys, one thing, they love fishing, and so they got together. Tell us about what you love in outdoors. Some other things too.
I love to fish and hunt. It kind of, my wife jokes all the time because I tell her, I'm like, well, be excited because hunting season's almost over, and she's like, I just know that means there's another season coming. Yeah. And she's right. Turkey season's about to start up. I mean, there's always something.
Yep.
There really is.
It keep you busy and keep you fun.
So I just anything hunting or fishing, I love to do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, living in Bay County, Florida, that's what you do for fun. So I mean, hunting, fishing, being on the boat, being at the beach.
Yeah, they got it right. But then they always have obligations also. I talked to them the other day, and Blake sent me this. They're starting a different kind of bass club and all. This. I got a hoot out of this. I said, y'all got to come on the show and talk about this. So, what's the name of this bass fishing tournament y'all putting together? This club and all. What do you call it?
I'll let James talk about it.
It's called the Not So Serious Saturday Morning Tournament.
Okay, there it is right there. The Not So Serious Saturday Morning Tournament. Now, okay, this is a great idea, and we talked about it. You know, these serious bass fishermen, they're good and all. Nothing, we're not knocking them because what they do is, but it takes a lot of time and money to do.
It does.
So tell us about it.
And,
What made y'all do this?
That's something, because we definitely want, it's not a knock on the other tournaments.
Right.
I mean, I still fish the Saturday tournaments, the Real Money Team Trails, all those. I love to fish them. And it's more just something, I think there's a lot of people that look at those tournaments. And me personally, like I've got a little skiff that I've always fished out of, the little Tuesday nighters. I think a lot of people see those big tournaments on Saturday and they're like, I've just got a little boat. I can't go do that with all those big bass boats, or I don't have $100, $200, $300 to spend on a tournament, or I can't fish till 3 o'clock, because that's most of the time they're till 3 o'clock. And so it's just some people the Tuesday night tournaments really seem to have good show outs and just a couple hours of fishing and just something short. We can get together, all talk, fish, have a good time, might win a little money. And
So you talked this over with James, and y'all just sort of talked it over? Or what
it was actually James's idea.
It was James's idea?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so what was that the same reasoning you had?
Yeah, same reasoning. I mean, you don't have to spend your whole Saturday, so you can go fish in the morning like you normally would, and then you can be at the beach by noon with your wife.
Yeah.
See,
Still get the honeydews.
Listen, they're on to something right now. You stop and think about it. They're on to something. They don't, you know, a lot of my buddies have what we call fishing widows. They just take on all, you know, leave at daybreak and get home at night sometimes.
Yep.
That's okay every now and then, but
your wife will be a lot less mad at you if you fish this tournament.
This is a win-win for the whole situation, because you're gonna get competitive fish, what you love to do, and fun, and yet you're gonna have time to spend with the family.
Yep.
Exactly.
Or like a Saturday, I've got a wedding to go to, so if the normal Saturday tournament was going on, I couldn't fish it, and so it's just something most people have a few hours before kids, wife get up, get going, and so just go fish for a few hours, have a good time.
So what are your time going to be? What's your fishing times roughly?
From 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
10:30 a.m. Get way in there.
Exactly.
We're gonna start registration at 5. We don't want people to show up at 6 o'clock, because I mean, we want to go fishing too, so we're gonna fish it as well, and so we want people to try to show up a little bit early, and if we get enough boats, we're gonna do it in flights. So we'll do like first 5 boats to leave, flight number 1, flight number 2, because if you get more than about 10 boats, it gets a little dangerous when everybody leaving at the same time, and especially we're hoping some people with smaller boats come out. We're really wanting people to bring their kids and fish in smaller boats, because I've won a lot of money out of my little skiff with a 20-horse tiller handle on it.
That's awesome.
It can be done.
Yep. And I can see it now after the weigh-in, and I can see y'all picking up the phone, honey. I just want some money. Meet me at Sonny's for lunch. We're gonna meet at lunch at 12 o'clock. Okay, and normally you couldn't do that. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So James Cottingham, Blake Sutherland, and they've come up with this great idea. And it's a win-win for everybody. Now, so this weekend, what's going on with it? You get this inaugural tournament this weekend, okay?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's at High Point Landing, or Deer Point Lake, High Point Landing. We're starting at 6 a.m. is when the tournament starts, and check-in starts at 5.
Okay.
So feel free to come early, check in. It's a $25 entry fee per person, $20 for the main pot, and then $5 goes to lunker.
Okay.
So.
And we might add something for trash fish, because I've had several people ask me about, like, y'all gonna have a trash fish category, and we might do something like $1 trash fish pot, winner take all kind of thing.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal. We're gonna call it the Not So Serious Saturday Morning Tournament.
You got it.
I just love that name. We're gonna enjoy it. Okay. We're going to have some pictures here. You sent me some pictures because there's a good group of young folks catching a lot of fish. So let's look at some of these right here. Who's that old boy there?
That's Will Nelson. And that is off a Saturday tournament that he throws in the Sandhills, and that's last year. I believe I think he had about 16 pounds of that.
Will is a fine fisherman. Went to Bozeman, and he's a fine fisherman. I've seen his picture before. Okay.
Yep, that's James Strickland. He sent in a couple bass. And
all right, James is a good fisherman. I've seen his stuff. I know this ugly guy.
That's Connor Shaw. He came through.
I had him in class. Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a real good fisherman.
He loves it. He loves it.
He's got there.
Just kidding now. All right.
That's Connor McLean. That's a big fish he caught last year. I want to say that fish went 10 pounds, actually.
You know, I've had most of these boys on the show. Connor, they're just a good nucleus of really good fishermen.
This is Josh McMullen, and that's another sandhill fish, and actually think he caught that out of Crystal Lake.
That's
Not a lot
what
of
it
people
looks
fish
like.
up there, but he fishes up there.
Oh, out of Crystal Lake.
Yep, he will be fishing our tournaments.
Okay.
That's Dale Finley. I went to Bozeman with him, and that's a fish he caught last summer, and I think that fish went 10 pounds as well, he said.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a good fish.
That's a nice one.
That is a nice one.
That's off. This is one of the Tuesday night tournaments last year, and this, again, that shows you ain't got to have a big boat. I won that tournament with like 7.5 pounds, just a short tournament out of my little skiff, and so it can be done.
Those Tuesday night tournaments now, is it every other week?
Yeah, and
or?
those will be starting up soon. They and those are usually $20 to enter, and I think it's $5 or $10 per lunker, something like that. But those will usually, it's always the first Thursday after the time change, or first Tuesday after the time change.
And by the way, when does time change? This Sunday.
Sunday.
This Sunday now. So it will be starting up, I guess, next week then.
Yeah, it should.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
Keep us posted.
Yeah,
I'll
I
let
will.
folks
I
know.
will. I will. And we'll. And another thing, we've made a Facebook group for our tournament too, and
Okay.
it's just the Not So Serious Saturday tournament, and we got about 50 members already, and we're gonna try to post pictures and stuff of the
Well,
results.
I'll hook into
and
that
all
one too, so I can stay
because,
up with y'all.
Yeah.
We know everybody wants to see the pictures, and so we'll post results, pictures, updates, all that kind of stuff.
And we'll show some not so serious pictures.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
right. Not So Serious pictures.
A couple more pictures. Tell us about this one right here.
So this is me last year. That's just a couple of fish. Both of those went about 3.5 pounds. Just fun fishing one day out there in Deer Point.
Now, that's your little boat there? Or?
No, that's actually Buddy's boat I was
Okay.
fishing on that day.
All right, and let's see. We got.
That's Trey Groom. He had about 14.5 pounds at the Saturday tournament. Good bag, real good bag.
That's Ronnie
Got third
Groom.
place.
Ronnie Groom's.
Yep, and got lunker actually. Had
All
lunker
right.
with 4.48, I think, is what it was.
That's some pretty fish.
Yep. And that's Alan Courtney and Ray Raines. And
Okay.
they had about 15 pounds, and they had 5 fish that were all the same size. They were all about 3 pounds, and real good bag. That's a solid bag of fish.
And we've had Alan on the show before. He's a serious fisherman
yeah,
now.
great
He can
fisherman.
really. And speaking of serious, the not so serious Saturday
that's
morning
right.
tournament. I love this. Now it's not. If some folks want to drive down from Bristol or T-Lodge over to Funiac Springs, how do they get a hold? How can people get a hold of you? or what
Really,
can they
we
do? Just-
want people to just kind of get on the Facebook page and
Okay.
Yeah.
contact us that way, and we might talk about, depending on the outcome or depending on the turnout, like might give our email address out or something like that for it, and that
Yeah.
way everybody can communicate. Another thing we're going to do is at the end of each one,
Mm-hmm.
we'll probably put like a poll on Facebook about where we're going to fish next. It's not always going to be at the same
Oh,
place.
you
so-
will rotate
Yep,
around.
so we
Good
might
deal.
fish Deer Point again. If everybody wants to fish Deer Point in April, we'll fish Deer Point again. But I've had several people say something about Hammock Pond, because Hammock's, that's a big lake. It's not a pond, it's a lake. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we might go to the river when it drops and
Okay.
just kind of go all around.
Well, that I didn't know that. That's very interesting because you have the versatility
Yep.
in there, and
Exactly.
the lakes and the rivers,
Yep.
and so
Be the people's choice.
yeah.
Yep.
Tell us about your boat, James. What?
So I got a little bass tracker.
Okay.
I've had it for about 1.5 years now. I bought it and then fixed it up, put the carpet on it and stuff. So
Yeah.
It's a good little rig. I enjoy it.
That's one of the original ones. Now those old bass
Yeah.
trackers, they've been around. They're well made. This is now. Do you fish with partners? How do y'all fish it?
I normally fish with a partner.
Okay.
Todd Boyd is normally my partner. But
Okay.
he'll be out of town this Saturday, so I
Yeah.
gotta find one.
Okay.
Me and Trey are actually going to start fishing together. Trey Groom. Me and him
Okay.
are going to start fishing the tournaments together, because usually both of us fish by ourselves in those other tournaments, and so we're going to combine forces and try to win some money.
Y'all going in. Y'all gonna get serious over this
Yeah.
not so serious.
I know. I can't get too serious. I can't get too serious before 10:30.
We got over there in the Phoenix Springs, a lot of guys and girls over there in Walton County watch the show, and they got a fishing club, the Bent Rod Fishing Club. So we want to invite y'all over too, and maybe y'all can get a chance to fish with them. I know there's some serious fishermen up in Jackson County who would love to do a not so serious tournament. So
Yeah.
I think y'all got a great thing going there.
Yeah, and something I mentioned to James that we might do as well is we might do some kind of, after the first one, we might do some kind of adjusted fee for kids.
Okay.
Like if they're under a certain age, because I know I've had several people say, like, I'd love to bring my little boy out there or something, and we don't want you to have to pay $25 for a 7-year-old, you know, so
That's a great
we might
idea.
kind of adjust the prices
Great
for
idea.
that.
It's just refreshing to see these young men that I've watched them grow up and all, and how they're giving back to the fishing community and for the good of everyone. And it's any way I can do anything I do to help support y'all, you know I will. And we're going to talk about it on the show. Y'all going to send me pictures and all, and I'm just excited about it. and ask y'all to participate or start your own little, if you're in another area and all, start your own little group just like this. Fishing from what, 6 o'clock to 10:30 in the morning?
Yes, sir.
That's the plan.
Yes, sir.
And then you go to the movies that afternoon.
That's
Watch
right.
the ball game. Or take,
And
definitely want to do something with the
For
family.
extra money, we will not post the results if you don't want your wife to know you won.
Yeah.
We'll keep it a secret.
Yeah.
You got last place. Didn't
Yeah, I
win a
heard
thing.
that one. That was a good one. We're going to take our final break and come back and talk some tackle with these young men. Welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. Seeing two fine young men starting out a little fishing tournament, and we're just so excited for them and for all of us right there. Let's take a chance, take a look at our fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Really good folks down there. 6:19 to 8:19 this morning, and later on today, 6:45 to 8:45. And you had a couple more little things you wanted to add.
Yep. They stopped the drawdown on Saturday, and so I saw where it usually takes about 5 days, and so this week it's steadily raising and should be by Saturday about a full pool, and should be, if the weather stays warm, the fish should really start getting shallow and starting to do their thing for the
That's a good point.
year.
So it's going to get back up
Yep.
there to normal. Yeah, they did.
So the drawdown will be over.
Okay, good deal and all. Squid, you're talking about, you do some saltwater fishing.
Yep,
We've done
yep,
saltwater
we do
fishing.
some saltwater
James, you do
fishing.
some
A
saltwater
little
fishing?
bit of inshore fishing. Oh,
Yeah, inshore. So
Yep.
what's going on with that?
The squid are starting to run a little bit, and you can go get your squid jigs and your lights and go down there. People go off the pier, and can't really go off the marinas anymore just because after the hurricane that's kind of messed up. But a lot of people go off the piers, or they go in their boats and go do it like that, and that's a lot of fun. You get
And
to
what do you do with the squid you catch?
a little bit of both. We eat some and then keep some for bait. Depends on how many we catch.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay, let's talk. Let's take a minute and talk a little bit about tackle in general. What are some of the things what do y'all like to fish with? Say winter, spring, and summer. What are some of the things you like to fish with?
I like soft plastics. That's kind of my go-to normally. Texas
Soft.
rig worms, or weightless Senkos.
Okay,
That's kind of
Good deal.
that's my favorite. That's my go-to.
soft plastics. Okay.
Yeah, for me, a lot of times I'll start off like searching with something, like I might throw a swim jig or a swim bait or something moves fast, and then a lot of times I'll slow down. And I love to fish a wacky style worm. Like if I ever miss a bite or something, I'll throw a wacky style worm on a spinning rod in there, and usually you can catch the fish after you've gotten the bite. But I do love to throw swim jigs, and if it's windy, I might throw a spinner bait. Now in winter, I don't do a whole lot of fishing because I like to deer hunt too much. So,
Yeah, I understand.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know some guys go year round, but I know you go by
Yeah.
season. And
Yeah, about once October 15th gets here and deer season's in, that's kind of the poles get hung up for the year.
that's when you tell your spouse the good news, bad news.
Yep, that's
good news.
bad news. Deer season's starting. Good news is fishing season's over.
Yeah. Okay, we got. You also talked about and y'all are witnesses to this about starting young people, starting kids,
Yep.
encouraging them, and just you take them out for an hour or two.
Yeah, that's really, like I said, one of our biggest goals for this is to get people out there with their kids, get some of the kids from the high schools coming in, and I know I've heard several kids from Mosley talk about wanting to start a bass club and stuff, get stuff like that coming, kids from Bozeman, kids from really all over the county, and also some of those guys that fish those bigger Saturday tournaments, we want them to come too. Some of those guys that fish the real money and all that, we encourage them to come. We want everybody to come, really. But
And these weigh-ins, I just love the fellowship there. I mean, it's just great. Everybody's everybody's in great
it's nothing
mood.
serious. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's going to be serious." Everybody's going to be looking
it's
at me.
not.
I've gone up there and not weighed anything. It's not embarrassing. Everybody kind of picks and rags on each other, so it's nothing serious.
Quick comment on the fishing clubs and all. This past weekend, my little granddaughter, Chip's the daughter Mackenzie, she's on the Mosley team, but they do travel volleyball with different clubs, and we've been traveling a lot on weekends. That's why. So this past weekend we were in Tallahassee, and the tournament was at Florida A&M gym. So I go in there, I walk in, there's orange and green bleachers. I said, I'm at Mosley, but no, it's at FAMU. But I walked around, it was a great venue and had a great time, and I'm always looking for school newspapers, Troy or University of Florida. I always love the student newspapers. I see the FAMU kids or students newspaper over there. I look at it. Can y'all read the headlines? The headlines. Read it out, James.
Fishing Club lands Bass Pro sponsor.
This is a FAMU fishing club. How'd you not get to be a member?
I know, I had no idea this existed, so I wish I would have found out about it while I was at school.
You would have been one of the stars on the team.
I don't know why I didn't know about it.
Well, can you delay your graduation and so you can fish on the team?
I've been in school too long. I don't want to delay it anymore.
I understand that, but that's some really good news, and I got a tickle with us. I'm going to bring this back and show the folks on the show, and ironically, here y'all are on, and here we are. Okay, I got a minute or two. What else is going on? James, I know you're working hard in your job.
That's right, yeah.
You 8 to 5 kind of guy, or you have to do some late work?
Sometimes you got late work, but
Yeah.
it's all part of it.
How do you like the insurance industry?
I like it a lot. It's really complex. I mean, it's some different stuff.
Good challenges?
It's a lot of challenges. A lot of challenges in getting people paid. It's kind of been the holdup, but we've been fighting them and helping them out as best we can.
Well, good for you. And occupational therapy, what will you be doing?
Yeah, so my goal is to hopefully get a job in the school system, and I love working with the kids and helping the kids, and I like how creative you get to be with the kids and a little less monotonous than.
What age group you think you'll be working with, roughly?
It's mostly elementary age kids,
Okay.
mostly that and down. I mean, we have some older individuals that we help, but it's mostly elementary age kids.
I can see right now you'd be starting like a little outdoor club over at these little elementary schools.
Yeah.
I can see you doing that
That'd be
right
nice.
now. That's part of
That'd be awesome.
And what are some of your upcoming goals within the next 5 years? Are y'all keeping a record of all the fish y'all are catching now?
I haven't, but now that I heard that Bobby did it,
Exactly.
and Bobby's beaten me so many times that I might start doing it, because something's working.
Just started writing down and try to remember way back. Go look at some of those pictures when you were kids and document them too, so that'll all add
Yeah,
up.
I need to.
Yeah.
Maybe a good idea for sure.
Yeah.
And there's one other thing. Will Nelson, he throws a Thursday night tournament and Saturday night tournaments in the Sand Hills.
I saw Will the other day of Simply Seafood and told him to come on the show because we want to talk about that because he does a good job.
And I'll try to post some updates and post his group page on our Facebook page so everybody can give him a follow too, because he has really good turnouts with those as well.
Yeah, and he has that passion for fishing.
Yes, he does.
Like y'all do. And, but I share that passion with a lot of other folks and all. And you can be versatile. You can do freshwater and inshore. I mean, we live in a good place, don't we?
We do.
It's perfect.
It is.
We're going to wrap it up. You guys did good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, we got to wrap it up. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Do a great job on what you do at work today and do good things for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.